Absolutely necessary.
So I'm in a new filming location today, as you can see. This is my living room. I've really been taking a lot of time to test out this new picture profile in my camera. So for those who don't know, different cameras have different setups and different picture profiles, and this Sony a7S III, there's this S-Log 3, which people keep recommending, so I've been trying that out, picture profile 8, and what it does is it films in this really flat looking image. When you look at it, it's like this bright, flat image. But then later in post, you add the color grading. So I downloaded a LUTs pack, and so that's been helping me just get a head start rather than doing everything from scratch myself. So I've been doing that, and I'm excited to just practice and learn more. And color grading, I've been obsessed with color grading, like obsessively watching tutorials on YouTube. Every commercial that I watch, every movie that I watch, I'm just noticing, how did they color grade this? What are the tones and the skin tones and the backgrounds and the teal and orange that I always point out. I told my family, if you watch movies, just look, everything's teal and orange, and once you see it, you can't unsee it. But I want to learn my own color grading techniques and how to do that. So that's been my journey right now, is a long process and just a lot of trial and error. And I'm not really happy with how a lot of my shots came out. It's literally just gonna take a ton more practice to just see what works, what doesn't work. So I went to St. Petersburg, downtown St. Pete. I went to an art gallery opening at St. Pete Artworks. So that was fun. So I went to the art gallery opening, and yeah, it's just been really frustrating because I know what I need. I need an ND filter for my outdoor shooting, because to properly expose the image,
the purpose of an ND filter is it actually reduces the amount of light that is being let into your lens and therefore let into your image. The purpose of this, I find, is super useful for video, because as you video people know, you need to keep your shutter speed at a certain number. Need to keep your shutter speed at a certain place. And usually if you're shooting 24 frames, that would be 1/50. In order to do that on a super, super bright and sunny day, you need one of these guys, because it's going to cut down the amount of light being let into your camera, and it's going to allow you to keep that shutter speed that you want.
I went to Taco Bell with my brother later at night and got some additional shots. I was like, Mikey, drive me to Taco Bell. I need to practice my night shots.
Okay. A chicken quesadilla, a cheesy gordita crunch, fiesta potatoes, and a large Baja Blast.
So I spent the day practicing in all different lighting setups. I was outside, I was inside, and then at night I went down to St. Pete and just looked at the artworks outside. Okay, this is ISO 32,000, so we'll see how this looks. Okay, this is ISO 40,000. This is just gonna be a test so I can see later what it looks like with the color grading. But yeah, I'm in downtown St. Pete. It's really nice. It's not New York City, but I have to keep reminding myself that to not compare. So this is just a practice run because I'm still learning this camera settings and color grading. So who knows if this is gonna look like trash when I go to edit it later. But oh, so it's blinking. I think I need to lower the ISO. Actually, okay, so I was watching a tutorial and this guy was like, make sure the ISO is, not the ISO, the metering. There's this little metering thing that will blink and yell at you. If it's overexposed, you'll know, because if it's over 2.0,
you're actually going to want your camera's metering to read between 1.7 and 2.0 stops over. This is going to look bright, but I promise you this is how your S-Log 3 footage will look its best. Also, be careful, because when I say 1.7 to 2 stops over, you're going to want to make sure that that 2 isn't blinking. If it's blinking, that means that it's over 2 stops, and that's a bad thing because it's too bright.
I'm out on a little photographic journey, or videography journey, trying to just practice this camera and the settings and the lighting conditions. So I came out to St. Pete where there's all these artworks, and it's a pretty dark area, and I'm just wondering how this camera will do. See, the problem can be the lighting is constantly changing, and when you're walking from one lighting condition to the other, like it gets really dark and then it's brighter and then there's light right in front of you. How do you, my question is, if you're not shooting on auto, how do you, it just seems like a lot of work to just quickly stop and be like, oh, gotta adjust all my settings, but I guess that's what I have to do if I want to be a real filmmaker. So now it gets dark, uh-oh. This is why I always prefer auto, because it just does all the adjustments for you. You don't have to like stop. Now it's gonna be way too dark. Yeah, okay, let's see. I wonder how this will look. But yeah, to be a real filmmaker, you have to do all the manual settings yourself.
Absolutely necessary.
Where it gets tricky is, yeah, all the lighting temperature constantly changes. You know, there's different light bulbs that you see. There's like really bright ones and then there's warmer ones. And so how do you account for the white balance? You have to like stop and do it yourself. So I don't know that, I don't think manual exposure is good for vlogging and out and about shooting. So maybe I will just go back to being an auto person. But for filmmaking and for planned shoots, when you know like, okay, this is the shot that you're gonna get, this is where you're gonna be, and you can get there, set it up ahead of time, then it'll be good. But it is good to know. It's good to learn and constantly be practicing. So we'll see. I'll be excited to get home and put all this into the computer editing software and see what it looks like into my Final Cut Pro.
These eyes are never open.
Ooh, looks really young.
Until I saw you.
Teal and orange.
Shut up!
It was made for you.
Thanks. Mom, you gotta do some high bets. You have too much money over there.
Every day before you, I was holding that.
Just been getting a lot of practice shots. So continuing to learn, continuing to improve my skills. As I mentioned in my previous video, it's really all about the daily, what are you doing every day to move yourself forward to get closer to your goals? And it's just daily improvements, small improvements each day. It just takes constant practice, consistency over time, and that's how you truly improve. I hate when I go look up tutorials and it's all marketed as this quick, easy, learn how to color grade fast, color grade your footage quickly, easily, beginners. And I'm like, I don't want the quick fix microwave solutions. I want to just practice over time and get better. And I just want to learn as much as I can from other filmmakers, what their process is. And hopefully I will slowly but surely improve. So we'll see. It just takes a lot of time, a lot of dedicated effort, which I think is something we need to be willing to do. I think we need to be willing to put in the hours that it takes to truly improve in a skill. And that's what I'm doing slowly, just every day, learning and improving. So that's gonna be it for this video. Thank you so much for watching, and be sure to subscribe to my channel if you haven't already, and hit the bell icon to be notified of new videos every time I post. And I will see you in my next video.
Ooh.